Hello, everyone, and welcome to Off the Record with Judah
and Kirk.
Today, we are diving back into one of our favorite ongoing series, which is Absolute Wonder Woman, as we dig into the second volume, all of which is written by Kelly Thompson, with art by Hayden Sherman and Matthias
Bergera.
Okay, what?
Feel like that's a not great pronunciation of that. But
if we butchered the pronunciation, let us know in the comments down below.
Yes.
But that's just us doing as best as we can.
Yes.
Kirk, what are your overall thoughts on this second volume?
I mean, really, really good. The first one was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say it completely met that standard. At least I would say the first there's two stories really going on in this. So the first one, 5 issues, I believe it was, just like slightly, ever so slightly, not as good as the first volume. Yeah. Which is still extremely high praise, because the first volume, if you remember our comic recap 2025, was our number one thing.
It was number one thing of last year, yeah.
So that would basically make this our number 2 thing read so far in my estimation. So still really good. It just was a little bit not quite there. I wasn't as interested, but art was still phenomenal.
Yes.
And the second kind of story, which was the last 2 issues with art by Matthias, last name, was a little bit better, I would say. I was more interested and intrigued in what was going on there, kind of the mystery of it, as well as slight spoilers, but introduction to Absolute Zatana, which is interesting. Not, as I've said in some of like our TCKO and things like that, not my absolute favorite character in the world, Zatana. Like, I've never really been that interested, but I feel like everything in the Absolute universe I'm quite interested in at this point. So I am very interested in that, and I thought that was done pretty well. Judah, what about your thoughts?
I do think that I guess I do agree with you that the first story in this is a bit of a step down from the last volume, but I maybe disagree with you about the second story, because I think it was just I don't think it's bad. Mm-hmm. I really like this volume overall, everything in it, but I guess it felt like a whole bunch of setup and not like a whole bunch of payoff.
Yeah. So if I maybe wasn't very clear in what I said, I would put the first story just behind Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 1, and the second story in this just above that, kind of in between the two. Maybe getting a little closer to meeting Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 1. Yeah. So maybe that's a little bit more what you're thinking of, or are you even thinking that it's worse than the first part of the story?
I think it might be worse.
Okay. So slightly different rankings than there. Okay. But again, not like worse doesn't mean bad in any way.
This is still like a 9 out of 10 overall. This is still really great and really enjoyable read. Very fun. Digging into some of the plot, Kirk, you remember how this opens?
No.
Okay, I do. So we have Diana. She kind of is setting up her a fortress, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which is everyone's been kind of theorizing that whenever we have an absolute Justice League, but whenever we get our good guys teaming up, that's gonna be where
the real Justice League, not the absolute evil thing.
Not that page-turning twist. Everyone's theorizing that's probably where their base is gonna be.
That would make sense. I think.
We get Diana setting that up. We get her interacting with some of her side characters. We get the real introduction to who I'm thinking is the big overarching villain of this story, which is Veronica Cale.
Mm-hmm. Who was in Absolute Evil?
Who was in Absolute Evil, who had a brief cameo in the first volume of Absolute Wonder Woman. Plays a lot bigger role in this, and also the next 2 issues, which have come after this immediately. Mm-hmm. And I think that she's probably going to be just the villain of this series.
Yeah.
And we see that there's a scientist working for Veronica Cale, Dr. Poison, who wants a new suit, but due to reasons, we're not going to let that happen. Yes. Right?
Because poison is just a gas.
Is a gas.
Literal poison gas.
Yes.
And so the suit keeps poison in one area, I guess, not spreading out across the room. English is hard today, guys.
Yeah. But she is able through some bartering to get out and attracts the attention of Diana because she's gassing civilians, as one does.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's perfectly normal. And basically, as Diana goes to confront her, she's like, hey, wait a second. I know where there are potentially could be some Amazons.
Yeah.
Because I've seen this place that is in Area 41 that's this maze.
Mm-hmm.
And we have mythical creatures from beyond, like, any reality,
Yeah.
living there.
Yeah.
And so Diana gets information about it, and then she, casts a spell, gets in there. We meet Ferdinand, who is maybe one of my top 10 characters in the series now. I love Ferdinand. He's great. We meet the Siren Girl, and we meet Queen Clea, who is like a throwback Wonder Woman villain from way back in the day, but we get the absolute version of her. And she is a very wicked ruler, and quite a tyrant.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolute Wonder Woman believes that it's possible that this kind of evil ruler thing is more a result of her environment being trapped in this maze, than her like just genuinely being that way.
Yeah.
I did not know anything about this character, so going into this, it was all very new to me. But based on what you're talking about now, it seems to me like this is just somebody who's a bad character through and through, and so this would be a moment where
this universe's version is more nuanced.
Yeah, so this a little more nuanced, but also potentially like because we know both realities. When Wonder Woman is saying like, oh, maybe when I just let her go, which is basically where this ends up, when I set everybody from this prison, this maze free, she'll actually be a good ruler. Yeah. And so potentially as an audience, we might know that that's not the case, that's good optimism to have, especially in such a dark world as the Absolute Universe, but not actually realistic and not what would happen. So what do you think about that? Do you think that she would be evil in this going forward?
It is very clear that Diana is an optimist in this universe. So if you bring Clea back, you would either have to do something where it's like she's now ruler of some great people, or like Diana was wrong, and it's kind of like to challenge her optimistic worldview and be like, actually, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
People don't change, Yeah. It's not always the environment that is like creates the character. Mm-hmm. But based off of main universe, Clea, who has like 5 appearances, like not very many. She's just an evil ruler with little character. So
yeah. Okay, so they could try to go a little bit more nuanced with it and actually expand on that character, since it's kind of not really been done much in the past. So more of a blank slate to work with. So, okay, that's cool.
So moving forward, she kind of gets captured, and then Absolute Wonder Woman, that is, and then freed, and then we kind of run into Io, who is an Amazon.
So there's a point where she does get captured because there's this guy, this like just random dude, I think, or it was like a scientist of some kind, is also a prisoner of Clea, is her name, right?
Yes.
And so as they're trying to like capture Absolute Wonder Woman, Clea's like, okay, so first of all, you guys are just losing. Second of all, if we throw this dude down, she's going to jump in to try to save him, right? Yeah. So she goes down into this little prison thing, which they've created, like the prisoners have created their own little world, their own little colony down there. Yeah. And she, we learn, has been kind of the leader of this camp down there, and they've been trying to dig their way out. Like they've been digging in a bunch of different directions, trying to see if they can find a way to escape. And she shows Diana one of these tunnels leads to the ocean, or salt water, right?
Yeah.
Which you can assume, and you would be correct in assuming, goes out to the Pacific. And that's what Wonder Woman assumes as well. Mm-hmm. And so she realizes that Io could leave whenever. She does not have to be a prisoner down here, but instead chooses to stay here to help these people potentially find a way of escape that they can all actually make it through.
Yeah.
So, that's how we meet Io. And yeah, I'm remembering that now.
Yes. And so Diana and Io kind of form a plan. And Diana is able to free basically everyone from the maze.
Pretty much everyone that we see down there.
Yes. And then goes and confronts Clea, who, as we talked about, like, she does let Clea go after confronting her about this.
Through the ocean.
Yeah.
That passage that was leading down to the ocean.
Yeah. And then, as everyone's kind of getting out last second, Io disappears. And we're like, oh no, what happens? Well, we kind of finish up with our side. Diana's, talking to her friends, Steve, Etta, and Barbara, right back in the regular world. Then we cut to Io, and she's with Hippolyta, Queen of the Amazons. So the Amazons are still alive.
Yeah, they're still out there. Where
they are, who knows? But now they're quite invested in figuring out who this Diana is. Yeah. This is an Amazon.
Yeah.
That is not trapped here, So that's kind of the main story. Digging into the second story, which you really enjoyed.
I did.
Give us a quick summary of that.
Yeah, so basically, we get kind of a calmer opening, I believe, here of they're just kind of hanging out in their little fortress area in the forest, and suddenly a news report comes on that something is happening somewhere in the world. And so obviously Wonder Woman, being Wonder Woman, has to go and help. We learned that she has specifically set this up to be able to pick up on world news so that she can immediately try to get out there and help people. And she finds this, she goes to this place and she notices that she's kind of on edge and more dreary about things and less hopeful, less optimistic, less what she was in the previous story of I think that she'll be good now. It's more immediately, okay, I'm going to pull my sword and fight, right? Whatever this thing is. And after taking a couple of swings, I believe she realizes that, hold on, that this isn't what I would normally do. Something's going on here. Kind of picks up on it, puts her little, it's massive, puts her really cool sword axe thing away, and instead is hey, sorry about that. I don't know what came over me. I got scared. I want to talk to you. And that doesn't go very well. And this, whatever this thing is, escapes. And we get kind of a couple of pages of just, she fights this thing and then she goes back to her little fortress in the woods and she hangs out there for all of about 4 seconds before a new news report comes on somewhere else in the world entirely. And she goes and she fights and she loses, and then she comes back and then she goes out and then she fights and then she loses. And this is all happening in a pretty quick span of time. Yeah. Before they kind of start realizing, all these places have in some vague way a connection to ancient Greece. Yeah. Whether that's literally in Greece somewhere important, or that's the name of this place translates to something that is famous in Greece, something like that. So they kind of figure that out and they notice, okay, this is definitely something that's targeted towards Wonder Woman. And we get a couple of, I think a page or two of the government lady. What's her name?
Veronica Cale.
Veronica Cale. And we got the reveal at the end of the last issue before this, right? Issue 13?
Of Zatana?
Yeah, when was that?
That was in issue 12.
12, okay. We got a glimpse right at the end of Absolute Zatana, and I'm going to use you for whatever the thing is. And so we kind of get a glimpse that this is what that is. And so after all this fighting back and forth, in one of the frames we see kind of an astral projection form of Zatana, speaking backwards, of course. And so she realizes that she's being put into some sort of enchantment of some kind. Mm-hmm. She comes back after losing that fight, and then, of course, pretty quickly, immediately, going back out again. And then I think the coolest part of anything that's happened so far in this entire volume 2, Judah, it's when they go to Greece the last time and they're fighting. You want to explain what happens there?
Yeah, so Diana, there's two options where she can go. She goes to the correct place in Greece.
Yeah.
Right? And she prays to Gaia. Mm-hmm. And Gaia shows up.
Yeah. Well, pulls Diana down.
Yeah. That's more accurate.
Center of the earth, I guess it would probably.
Yeah. We'll say that. And then we get this interesting conversation. And Diana kind of talks about how she's like the counterbalance, which I guess the absolute universe tending towards evil. Yeah. She is. Yeah. Like, and so in that sense, I agree with her. Yeah. Because she's positive, good, optimistic, all that kind of stuff.
And what kind of led her to realizing that was while she was like panting out in the atrium, I guess, of whatever her building is, two people who I forget exactly who it was were talking about like this is probably like whatever is going on here is probably some sort of counterbalance to Wonder Woman's goodness, right? So if you have a source of great good, then there must be some source of great evil to counterbalance that. And she's not like actually really listening into that conversation, but she does hear it. And so while she's down here, she realizes, wait a second, I'm the counterbalance. Yeah. Why I shouldn't be counterbalanced because I am the counterbalance. The world is not the way it is supposed to be. It is not currently in balance. Yeah. So this isn't right. Yeah. And my favorite image, I mentioned this to Judah soon after I had read it the next morning. I was like, the image of Gaia just like kind of seeing all the events of the world happening out there as like proof that the world is skewed towards darkness and evil. Yeah. And it's just like what face? Like an oh crap. Yeah, this is bad. This is very, very bad. This is not good. Yeah. And I think we got a couple of glimpses into some of the stuff that's happening with Batman and with Superman as well. Yeah. I'm not 100% on that, but I think
Flash and Green Lantern are also in there.
Maybe, okay. Green Lantern, I haven't read any of that yet, so I wouldn't know. And I obviously would have forgotten about Flash now, since I didn't recognize it immediately. But kind of we're seeing some glimpses into everything else happening out there, and just that frame of like, oh,
it's a great
crap. This world sucks. This is not right. And so guys like, oh wait, yeah, you should be the counterbalance and fixes everything. Yeah. Well, takes away this. It's like an electricity thing.
Yes.
That's jumping all over the place. I don't remember exactly. It was literally 1 a.m. when I read this, so there's that.
Yeah. But great story.
Yeah.
I think we have a slight disagreement on it because I think the first half is better than the second, or first story is better than the second story.
Yeah.
But overall, really good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Still, like among the best of DC. I mean, very much among the best of all DC right now.
But also all comics.
Of all comics, and even of the absolute universe. I mean, again, I like Flash. I like Batman. Have we read anything else?
We've read Superman.
Superman, that's right. I keep forgetting about Superman. Was it the first one we did? I think so. Yeah. But it's very good. It is like right at the
really
top.
Solid.
Even though it's not as good as Volume 1, it's still like really amazing. So please do not hear it's not as good as 1 and think it's not good. It's so good.
It is. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Also, I forgot to mention actually halfway through the video because we got carried away talking about it because it's that good. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, go over to Off the Record JK on Instagram. And am I missing anything else? Dislike if you don't agree with us. Dislike, please. It's like any engagement does actually help our channel. So even if you dislike it, it's gonna help us still in the long run. And if you disagree with us, leave a comment about that too. Yeah. Again, engagement. It's very helpful. So. We would greatly appreciate hearing from you, even if you don't necessarily agree with us. But Judah, anything else about this?
It's great.
Yeah, it's really good. It is genuinely really good.
Yeah,
this will be one of the shorter videos that we've made, especially recently. But
it
doesn't change how good this story was. Yeah. It's genuinely phenomenal.
Go check it out. We don't do it full justice, and we always say this about the comics we read. The art is immaculate, and we can't describe it well enough.
Yeah.
So
like I was trying to describe that picture of Gaia there. I was trying to give you as good of an explanation of it as possible, but it doesn't even come close. You have to like see it yourself. Either, I mean, preferably on actual like physically in front of you, but even in the DC Unlimited Ultimate, whatever the app is, pay for that subscription, which is actually where I read it.
Yeah.
So,
but
sadly,
with that being said, good morning, good evening, and good night. God bless.